right, shalom, shalom. Let's pan this around, take a look. We've got, all right, good. Just make sure we go in here. I had some technical difficulties. Actually, I cut my hand. I was retaping up some of the stuff and cut my hand, cut my finger. Then I burned myself, but, these are things that happens, but doesn't stop anything. All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Brother Mawak coming to you again, out in the highway and the byway, bringing out this gospel of truth to edify the hopefully elect of Yasharallah, also the 1 to 2/3 of our people of the impending judgment that's coming here to Great Babylon, America, and to let Esau, the Edomite, the so-called white man, know that your wickedness will come to an end very soon when the Mashiach returns and take you out of power. But before we get started, I'm turn to the east. Give all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim, Kadash. Double honors to teachers, elders, and apostles of Great Millstone. Likewise, brothers, put on this truth. Faithfully, fearlessly feeding sheep unto you, brothers and sisters. Tuning in, shalom. All right. Let's talk about the headlines first. Couple of things that stuck out. As you know, yesterday, and I read this morning that the Supreme Court, they struck it down again. The courts, they struck it down again. But Trump had enacted that 1800 or the early 1900 Alien War Act, okay? And his reason for that was that he wanted to go after, the Venezuelan gangs. Of course, common sense would tell you that this was this man is looking to go after the Hebrew Israelites, not some Venezuelan gangs. So they struck it down and limiting his power. So we're going to see eventually he's probably going to get his way. Okay, you have earlier this week you had Trump talking with Putin, about the ceasefire out there in Ukraine. Putin, he's a little bit, not really trusting, okay, which these Edomites, they have no honor amongst themselves. So, of course, he should be suspicious about what NATO and the United States has planned behind his back if he was to stop the, the war with Ukraine. So we're going to see how that's going to develop. You have storms that's plaguing Great Babylon, America. Okay, and as always, the economy is still in chaos, and while some people still can eat, or many people can still eat and shop and still live their life, there are tens of millions that are feeling that judgment early on. Okay, so let's go into the scriptures, because a lot ain't done with this place yet. This is just the beginning of sorrows. Okay, it's just the beginning of sorrows. This is the book of Psalms 55 and verse 21. It says, "The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn sword." So wait a minute. See, Trump is coming out and he's saying that he's really only going after the bad people. But who is he really calling the bad people? Okay? Why is he suspiciously calling only members of the tribe of Israel the bad people? Okay? Why aren't you going after the Europeans? Okay? Why aren't you making China's an enemy of the United States. Why aren't you making the Chinese over here the enemy? Okay, so this man has put Jake in a comfortable spirit of, don't you worry, I'm not coming after you, American citizen Jakes. Okay, I'm coming after the gangsters from Venezuela. Okay, and one of the things that came about why they stopped him was that this man, if he give the orders out to his agents to go and round up so-called gangs from Venezuela, basically they can identify anybody as a Venezuelan gang. Any of you Latino man that's walking the street with your hat twist backward, or just mind your own business, you might be a software engineer or a damn doctor, you can now get grabbed up by these agents, okay? Because we already know that this is not about, okay, cleaning up America. Okay, this is that initial warfare on Yasharallah. Okay, let's go into the book of Amos 1. Okay, because Esau is constantly transgressing against his brother Jacob, which is the 12th tribe of Israel. Okay, and this is never going to stop. In fact, this is actually going to get worse, which is the reason why we constantly warn you Jakes about the judgment of the Lord is going to bring on Yasharallah. Okay, using Esau, okay, his left hand bad guy as a sword that's going to implement those judgments. Okay, this is Amos 1 and starting with verse 11. The book of Amos 1 starting with verse 11, and it reads, thus said the Lord Yahweh Shai, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his rod forever. So basically what we're letting you know is this, is that the wicked rulers of this earth, the short callers who have these, cornbread eating, raw meat eating leaders in the wicked seat in the White House, okay, they have a perpetual hatred for us. So these snares and these traps and how they're going to come at you is, first of all, they have to discredit you. They have to let the world know that you're a piece of shit, that you're a garbage, that you're a thief, that you're a murderer, that you're a doggone drug dealer, that you're the reason why, making America great again can't come to fruition, because you have these doggone gangs that are going around and just tearing up everything. Well, I'm sorry, but I drive around, I travel a lot. I don't see no damn Venezuelan gangs. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. What I do see is a lot of doggone proud, wicked-ass Edomites, okay, that are doing a whole lot of damn bullshit and getting away with it, all right? You have murders in suits, but yet still this man get the nerve to point at poor people and call them criminals, okay? Said, but I will send a fire upon Theman, which will devour the palaces of Basra, which the Lord is going to send that judgment, okay, on Great Babylon, America. Now, right now, they think that they're going to implement, okay, the mark of the beast, okay? They think they're going to implement, okay, that new world order, which is really to bring everybody to subjection, okay? They're destroying the economy, okay, which we know the Lord Yahweh Shai is destroying the economy. Listen up, Jake, okay? We have to go through hell and tribulation in order to get the kingdom of heaven. The Mashiach said that. So there's no other way. There's no other way. The same way how the Mashiach had to die on the cross, he had to be whipped, he had to be mocked, he had to be beaten and crucified and put to death in order to have our sins forgiven by the Most High Yahweh Shai. Okay? Remember, he was praying to the Father and asked if there was another way. Okay? Now, you being in this flesh, okay, you might think to yourself, like, is there another way? Do Great Babylon, America have to be destroyed? Okay, do we have to go through Jacob's trouble in order to get to the kingdom? Yes, we have to. The same way how the Mashiach had to die when he asked the Father, hey, is there another way? And he didn't get no answer back. He knew, hey, you have to go through it. Okay, you have to go through it, and that's why it's important for us for you to understand right now, because we're still in the Passover, okay, of what he did, for us, okay, of what he did for us, okay. Because imagine, he was 33 years old and he was in his flesh, so he could feel too. All right. So there it is right there. So this place has to be destroyed. We have to go through those tribulations. You're going to lose your house. You're going to feel pain. Okay, you're going to have to run for your life. You're going to probably feel, your belly rumbling because you're hungry, And the Lord says he's going to be bringing 2/3. He's going to bring 1/3 of us through, and 2/3 is going to actually die. So we can't even begin to imagine how, those death is going to be. And actually, we're not even concerned. It says don't even concern yourself about how the wicked is going to be dealt with. Worry about how you're going to be saved. Okay, let's go into the book of Tobit 4 and 21. Okay, because there's always a kind of like a shaming of not celebrating certain things. I think tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. So out there in Chicago, I saw a video, where they were putting green dye in the water out there in Chicago, because tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day, okay, which is, I think, is an Irish holiday. So, you're going to see probably floats going around and leprechaun, and you're going to see these Edomites, and maybe even some, Jake-looking type, Edomites are going to be killed, and, they could be playing that bagpipe and going, whoa, 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 you know how that goes. I mean, you especially brothers out there in New England, okay, you probably see it a lot more, okay, compared to like out here in the West, okay. But they expect you as a Jake to celebrate that with them, okay? Because keep in mind, everything that these Edomites do, they want you, okay, to follow, but yet still at the same time, you can't benefit, okay, the way they benefit from society, okay. Let's go into Tobit, the book of Tobit 4 and verse 21. And it reads, "And fear not, my son, that we are made poor, for thou hast much wealth, if thou fear power, and depart from all sin, and do that which is pleasing in his sight." Okay, so let me see if there's any more meat to that. Okay, that's about it right there. We, in this flesh, you're faced with a lot of challenges. You know, you got brothers who will say, you know, there are times that, you know, you don't want to go to camp, or you know your flesh is acting up. Your spirit is strong, but your flesh is like, I just want to just lay in bed. You know, I don't want to do anything. You know, you have those temptations that's all around you. I mean, from everything from a woman, you know, flashing her ass in front of you in the gym. You know, women flirting with you. You know, we're in the most wicked kingdom on earth, Great Babylon, America. So the temptation, because you have access to so many things that can throw you off here, to maintain spirituality and to maintain the faith is a challenge. Is a heavy challenge. And this is why many are called and so few will be chosen, because many are following on the wayside, okay, being deceived. Now, you notice a lot lately, and there was a brother that brought out a dream. You know, he spoke about a dream that he had in regards to that a lot. Remember, judgment starts at the house of Israel first, those who know that they're Israelites, you know. And he was talking about all the camps are gathered together. And this is what you deal with out here. Salakia, hold on one second. Deal with this. You know, he deals with he had talked about the fact that you have he talked about this vision he had about all the camps getting together, and this dead angel went around and slayed all of them. Was slaying a lot of the camp members. I mean, it was like furious. And when you take a look at a lot of these camps, they have not done the work of the Lord, which is to warn our people of their transgressions and wickedness and to turn and repent. They're not talking about the MOTB, which is the mark of the beast. They're not talking about, you know, the new world order that Esau's trying to set up and the implication how that's going to have on Yasharallah. They're not really going into the headline. They prefer to go into these doggone punchline and make a comedy show, march around as if there's some type of paramilitary, and really actually feeding themselves. And we saw what happened to Al-Ghazal, you know, from Sakari. As it turns out, he seems to take pleasure, you know, in bending over and getting it up. You know what? Even though it was given to him by his wife, it makes no difference. Okay, and now you see. He's now a disgraced chief, so to speak, okay? So we always got to be mindful of where we're at and the things that we are involved with, okay? Let's go into Proverbs 18. Get the hell out of here, fly. Fucking Proverbs 18, starting in verse 12, And you're talking about Edomites and Jacob like are proud. Okay, I bought a video the other day to talk about, you know, actually it was a video that I put out yesterday that it was going in regards to the town out there in Ohio, where they're strapped. They're now wearing strap because of the neo-Nazi group that came out there to them. So now they want to wear strap, you know, as a deterrence. Well, keep in mind here, the sword is Esau's. That's Esau's strength. Okay, he's a murderer. Okay, Cain murdered Abel. Okay, Esau promised Genesis 27:41 that he's going to murder the children of Israel. Okay, or Jacob, which is the 12th tribe of Israel. Okay, and this man has done nothing but murder our people, and the evidence is we have all of the evidence right now. Of course, I'm not going to show you the poster, because every time we show you the evidence and all of the horrific things that they've done, you know, the YouTube, which is owned by these doggone kikes, you know, they like to they're going to censor your video or take it down or whatever cases like that, of which they're removing, you know, videos from these other channels that you don't even have access to. All right, but that's not going to stop them from being exposed. The world is going to see it because they're going to experience it. And when by the time everybody realizes what we are telling them, when we, you know, we have all these signs and all of these scriptures that we're bringing out in the precept, by the time everybody realizes what actually is happening, it's going to be too late. The whole earth is going to be in just absolute freaking chaos. So right now, people can mock and make mockery of us. This is Proverbs 18 and verse 12, and it reads, "Before destruction, the heart of man is haughty, and before honor is humility." In fact, let's go back up before that. It says, "The rich man's wealth is a strong city, and as a high wall in his own conceit. Before destruction, the heart of man is haughty, and before honor is humility." Both Jake and Esau, a lot of Jakes are very proud. A lot of Jakes are very proud. A lot of Jakes are very proud. They got nice house, they got nice vehicles, and they get a little bit of money from whatever, and they feel like they have no need and no want to understand who they are, to know what is expected of them by the Lord, you know, and they view what we do as nothing more but a nuisance or desperate black man. Because, see, you got to kind of think of how people view a so-called black man. Okay? And it doesn't matter if you're educated, it doesn't matter if you have something going for you, like you know, you got a house, you got, you know, 401k saving, good high credit, and all the other stuff. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, when you walk down the street, all people look at and go, "You're a black man," which apparently people in Great Babylon, America, don't know what the color black is. But that's okay. That's okay. And see, these are the kind of things and things that vex you on a daily basis, and this is what we have to suffer with. It vexes you on a daily basis. So imagine the Mashiach, who was sitting on the right side of the power, coming down here and getting spit on, and these people and our people didn't accept him. His own people didn't accept him, and they spit on him, and then they crucify him. Imagine the restraint. Imagine you have the ability to create and destroy the universe, and yes, sir, you got to restrain yourself because you love your people. The Lord Yahweh Shemashai love his tribes so much he can sacrifice his son. Imagine that. I can't even begin to we can't even begin to fathom that. If we're in this flesh and we piss the hell off all the doggone time, because you got to humble yourself all the time, because we're supposed to humble, because we got to look at the example of what the Mashiach did for us. What he took, the shit he took, and the L's he took. And we got to constantly humble ourselves and hold back. But the Lord is not going to hold back. There's going to come a time when the Lord is not going to hold us back. We can go to Jeremiah 16:16, and we can see how that's going to work out. And when you damn niggas and you specs who think this is a joke, when you getting ham up by this doggone cracker, boy, we're going to see exactly what the joke is all about as we laugh the hell at you. We pray to the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, that he just somehow, that he keep you all the way out of our sight. I don't even want you to come begging me for anything, man. Anyways, let's go into 2nd Ezra 16. And that's why you can't come into this with cloth, man. You can't come into this and expect to be popular. Or, you know, you put a video up and you might have only got 5 views or 10 views and maybe 2 likes or whatever the case is like that, because, well, your video is not entertaining enough. Okay? So nobody's giving you the likes and stuff like that. You know, we're not in this for that, and you just gotta kind of let that go. And this is what, see, IUIC, ISUPK, and in particular Wi-Fi and these other little camps like that, they can't get past that. They feel the need to be popular. They feel the need to be accepted amongst jakes who are absolutely worthless. Worthless, man. Why the hell you give opinion of somebody that's freaking already dead? They're just walking dead. They're weak as cat poop. All these bitches that was freaking doggone talking about, I don't need no man, now they're on TikTok and YouTube every day talking about, where's a man? I can't do it. Man, fuck you. All right? You deserve exactly what you get. I feel nothing. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and starting verse 17. And it reads, woe to me, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? And this Ezra saw something that we about to see. He saw something we about to see and experience. It says the beginning of sorrows and mournings, the beginning of famine and great death. I like the word, see the word great death to tell you exactly how this is going to play out. The beginning of wars and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Trump showed fear when he talked about World War III with Zelensky. That was fair right there. They know where this is going to go. You think they have troops at the border to stop a bunch of doggone peasants? No, man. They have them there because they know there's going to be an invasion of Great Babylon, America. Okay? There is deployments going on right now that's not out in the public. There's deployments going on right now that's out in the that's not out in the public. I know people who still active duty, man. There's a lot of deployments going on. There's a lot of prep for World War III as we speak right now. Okay? So this is what's set in place right now. War of words, and then there's going to be the physical war itself. But in the meantime, our people are sleeping because they still don't get it. Okay? It says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation, anguish, are sent as a scourge for mammon. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Of course, if you're eating and you see somebody else is not eating, and you know, the people here in Great Babylon, America, have a natural selfish me, myself, and I mentality, you don't give a crap. You don't care. See, you know one thing that they hate about us? Because we walk with that austere spirit. See, we can do without. And we can enjoy it if we get it. But what they hate the most is the fact that how dare you niggas and specks look up, hold your head up high and tell the world that you're a Hebrew Israelite and that you're the chosen people of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, or who they call God and Jesus. And they hate that. And that's why you have the alphabet agencies right now watching us. We're not saying anything. You can tap phone or bug the house or whatever the case is that. You are not hearing a damn thing. And I'm only going to speak from the man that I believe are the true prophets, which is GMS and likewise brothers like myself. We don't hide what we have to say about you. Esau, you're a devil, which is a so-called white man. You kikes over there in friggin' Israel. It's not your damn place, okay? And if you want to see who the fuck I'm talking about, you motherfuckers, okay? The names are on there. You are not, okay? You are the wicked of the earth. You are the wicked that the earth is given to. You are not the chosen people of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. And the only thing you can do to some of us, if the Lord allows it, is to put us to death. We ain't hiding nothing. We're not hiding a damn thing to say to your ass. There ain't a damn thing that we have to say that you need to bug house for or bug the phone for that we don't put on camera. We tell you exactly how it is. You're going into hardcore brutal slavery. And the men that you think you're going to be coming after right now are going to do what? Okay? Are going to be ruling over you. Okay? You're going to get that judgment. And that's just the way it is. Okay? It says, for many of them that dwell on the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. The sword is going to destroy them. Okay? Because you see our people right there, and we're talking about our people because we don't really give a shit about the rest of you damn tribes. Okay? There's going to be a battle royal out here. We already know that y'all are going to side with Esau when it comes down to eating and trying to stay safe. Or this man promised you some type of sanctuary. Okay? Because a lot of y'all sitting out, a lot of you doggone other tribes are sitting out there right now, and you believe you're safe here in Great Babylon, America. You are not safe. You're not even used to dealing with life the way Jake is used to dealing with life. Okay? Jake has lived like an animal the entire time in existence here in Great Babylon, America. How the hell you damn soft-ass Asians and friggin' doggone Middle Eastern who've been living over here pampered and get you a nice restaurant and friggin' doggone 7-Elevens? How do y'all think y'all gonna fail here when this place turned into the jungle? Come on, man. And y'all number 2. It says, behold, victuals should be so good cheap upon the earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then evil shall go upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. It's going across the earth. That's the reason why we're watchmen. We watch what's going on the other side of the world, because why? It's gonna come here to Great Babylon, America. It's gonna come here. Okay? Just like you see, I think it was about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, you had like about almost 2,000 people got killed in Gaza, on the Gaza Strip, like that, bombed and all that stuff like that. You know, and the people go about their life. Well, that's going to come here too. We've never seen that kind of destruction or death here in Great Babylon, America. I believe there's a storm right now going out there in the Midwest. I think like up to like 30 people are dead right now, and that's a huge amount. Okay, that's a huge amount. So Great Babylon, America has never really experienced massive death on a scale like these other tribes on this earth have experienced, okay? But it's going to be coming here to this place. It says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape from the hunger shall the sword destroy. So you can see where, you know, you're going to perish either with the famine, okay, and with the sword. Okay, so now if you're hungry and you can't get food, you're going to go out and go look for it, which means you're going to be a battle royal. You know, you're going to get people trying to grab on the resources. You can always have those people going to collude together as a gang, and they can try to hoard it. And then basically, you know, you've seen this in the movie Mad Max where, you know, I can't remember the name of the character where he, you know, when the people gather around like that, they had like about 3 or 4 minutes to get as much water as they can. He would open up the well valve and let out the water, because water was like gold. Water's like gold in the Mad Max movie world universe. Okay, but that's going to be here. Food is going to be worth everything. Food is going to be everything. And when you look around, an average American that can't stop eating, okay, and like some of the brothers will admit, and I'm gonna admit it myself, you know, because I work out. My body's a man, a lot of food, and I constantly hungry, man. You know, but I do try to fast as best as I can. I could do better, you know, and I'm trying to. But that's we live in a society where the body, you know, likes pleasure. Food is one of those pleasures that we like. Let's go into the book of Psalms 31:18, and Psalm verse 18, because we got to talk about the lying lips here. We got to talk about the lying lips. Who has the lying lips? Esau the Edomite, the so-called white man. He has the lying lips, man. Okay, he has the lying lips. This is Psalms 31 and Psalm verse 18, and it reads, "Let the lying lips be put to silence, which speak of grievous things proudly and contemptuously against the righteous." Which is what? First of all, you're labeling our people as criminals. We're not criminals. We're not criminals. You're labeling our people as thieves. Well, really, look, I mean, come on. History shows that you guys are all the thieves. Murderers, come on. What's the kill count of Esau, the so-called white man? Okay? Tens and hundreds of millions. Maybe in the billions. Okay? When you talk about the death that hasn't even occurred yet, because people are eating the poisonous food, okay, breathing in the poisonous air, drinking the poisonous water, okay, great death is about to come real soon, okay. It says, "Oh, how great is thy goodness, which thou hast laid up for them that fear thee, which thou hast wrought for them that trust in thee before the sons of men. Thou shalt hide them in the secret of thy presence. From the pride of man, thou shalt keep them secretly in the pavilion from the strifes of tongues." Okay, so it doesn't matter what Esau come and talk about. At the end of the day, okay, we are going to be held, okay, held innocent. We're innocent in a damn thing that we have done, because there's not one brother that ever comes out and teach in his own words. That brother always comes out, and we always let you know. You read from the scripture. This is why we don't get into debates. Okay, we don't get into debates. Like these other camps, they get into debates. What are you getting into debates for? I'm not getting into debate with you. That's a waste of fucking time. I'm gonna pack up the camera and say, "Go ahead, teach. Turn your camera on. You can go teach," and walk away. Okay, debates. Okay, this is the book of Ecclesiasticus. Every time if you look at one of these other camps, they're always like, you know, debating back and forth, and all that stuff, because they, you know, they're not there to feed the elect of Yasharal. It's very plain and simple, man. Keep it simple. All this debate and look how smart I am and all this other shit. Then go get a damn degree. Go get a damn degree. There's brothers in this ministry that can boast about having a couple of degrees and certification, advanced certification, and got paid for it in the world. But we ain't bringing that out. Yeah, you gotta stand up in the damn corner, and you're not even breaking down the scriptures the way it's supposed to be broken down. But you want to argue back and forth with a knucklehead Christian. Like it matters. It doesn't matter. Let's go into the book of Ecclesiasticus 26 and starting verse 22. Let's talk about the wicked daughters of Zion here. Okay? Because a lot of times when you bring up videos on, you know, the most wicked ass woman on earth, which is the so-called nigga bitch, okay, the so-called black woman. You know, you can get our coach in this ministry. They get beside themselves, and they now offended. Well, maybe because you're one of the nigga bitches. Okay, that's why you're offended. And any brother in this ministry can make a video on the nigga bitch. Okay. If you had experience and everything like that, to correct all of you like that. So what are you offended about? Huh? What do you think? Like what are you shopping around looking for a sim prophet? Okay, that doesn't go into you sisters? Come on, man. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. This is Ecclesiastes 26 down verse 22. And it reads, a harlot should be accounted as a spittle, but a married woman is a tower against death to a husband. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord. And there's brothers with godly women, okay, or women that are good, okay. Now that's a gift. It says a dishonest woman contempted shame, but an honest woman will reverence her husband. So this is one of the things that Eve don't have. No respect, no honor, no integrity for her man. And it's obviously not every Eve. Okay, it's not every Eve. But these TikTok and YouTube crying bitches out there talking about now with their long sticky nails, like you can tell that they don't do no hard work. They're not meant to be housewives or women that are of humility characteristic. Okay, they're still whores. They're just looking out for the next person now to feel sorry for their ass. And see, the Lord got something for them. It says, a shameless woman should be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. I can't tell you how many times I am so sick of looking at you Goat cheese looking fat whores in the damn gym. You shouldn't be wearing those clothes. You're fat. You're obese. You look like shit. And then they get offended when you actually turn your head the other way, or you give them that blank stare. Like, you look like shit. The standard of women over here in America is so horrible. What is considered a 9 over here is like a 0 anywhere else you go on this earth. Okay, and these women, they always assume that that a brother has never traveled before, that you have never traveled before, that you have never, deal with other women of other cultures and stuff before. Y'all be shocked, man. Y'all ain't the shit. You're fat, but you ain't the shit. It says, a woman that honored her husband should be judged wise of all, but she that dishonored him in her pride should be counted ungodly of all. Like the elder apostles say, if you got a bitch that's not freaking number one in order, get rid of her ass, man. Get rid of her ass, because she can become a liability at some point. Okay, this ain't about no damn fucking feelings or whatever the hell Great Babylon America come up with and go, oh, you're married and you got to stay for what is it? Sickness and health or death do us apart. That was all that bullshit. Vows was written for you to freaking not going to deal with a woman's shit for the rest of your damn life. Here it is. We're already getting punished enough right now that you stuck with one piece of pussy for the fucking for years. Okay. But now you got to take up with her doggone bullshit. Absolutely fucking not. We're not gonna do it. I'm straightforward. I'll come and tell you that. Okay. Not gonna do it. All right, let's go into the book of Lamentation 3. And starting verse 52, let's talk about this low dungeon that we're in. Because this is a low doggone dungeon. I don't care how the hell you look at it, okay? This place is low dungeon, man. This is Lamentation 3 and starting verse 52. Book of Lamentation 3, starting verse 52, and it reads, mine enemies chase me sore like a bird without cause. They have cut off my life in the dungeon and cast a stone upon me. So here you are, you're a god, but you're cast down low in this dungeon, which is known as Great Babylon America. All right, but this is part of that judgment from Deuteronomy 28. Okay, where we have to where we're stripped of our being dignitaries, okay, royalties, okay, and subjected to what we dealing with here in Great Babylon America. And it reads, waters flow over my head. Then I said, I cut off. I call upon thy name, O Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, out of the low dungeon. Okay, which is why you see we go Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, that's the name that we have to call in this place. Look at this place, man. Look at the situation that we're constantly in. Continuing, it says, Thou hast heard my voice, hide not thine ear at my breathing, at my cry. Thou drewest near in the day that I call upon thee. Thou saidst, fear not. O Lord, thou hast pleaded the cause of my soul. Thou hast redeemed my life. So the Mashiach has pleaded the cause for our soul. He died for us. Okay? We call on the name Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay? To look after us, to keep us on the straight and narrow so that we don't stray away, so that we don't yield to temptations. And the temptation isn't only about doggone women and shit. I mean, when you talk about the women of Babylon, America, they're not really that tempting, to be quite frank with you. If you've traveled, then you will see what actual good-looking women are actually about. These women are not really tempting at all. Okay, 8 out of every 10 women you see is obese, and the other 2 is fat. Okay, or the dykes. Okay, so women don't really tempt you. All the other things, being irritated by these damn people, is the thing that you have to really pray for the most. You don't turn around and be carnal. You don't turn around, and do something, that's gonna blame the ministry or something that shouldn't be in the character that you should have, because you couldn't hold your head. Okay, you couldn't hold your head, and so that's why you have to pray to Yahweh Shemashai constantly, that you don't fall for that temptation, that voice in your head is saying, like, man, oh, this is the book of Psalms 2, and this is the book of Psalms 2, starting verse 1, and it reads, Why do the heathens rage and the people imagine a vain thing? Which they always do, because that's all they can do. The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, and against the anointed, saying, Let us break their bands asunder and cast their cords away from us. He that sitteth in heaven shall laugh, and laugh. The Lord shall set them in derision, which is exactly what you see happening right now. So Esau is not getting his way. Okay, understand this. If you had gotten your way, we would know about the 12 tribe chart. We would know we were Hebrew Israelite. Okay, we wouldn't know. We wouldn't have found out your identity as you were the Edomites that the Bible speak of. We would know that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. There was a time I used to think America was a good thing. I used to really think that those people over there in Israel was the Jews of the Bible and stuff like that. I went to school with a couple of them. I thought that they were the holy people. Okay, but see, now we're all being awakened, and that's why you see the alphabet agencies right now is watching, because they only gonna allow. Okay, and it's not them allowing. It's gonna be when they elect a seal. Okay, that's when they can start coming with rod, because once they elect a seal, the Lord is gonna allow these alphabet agents to come around and do what the hell they're gonna do to the tribe of Israel. They're also gonna come around. Part of this ministry, and especially with these other camps that are not serious about this ministry, okay, and they can test your fortitude. They can test your fortitude. This is Jeremiah 7, Psalm verse 8. Because if you trust in Esau's lie, you're in a world of hurt. This man can't deliver. He's proven it. All those marches, some of civil rights and all that stuff like that, what happened? What came out of it? Not a damn thing. So how the hell you could actually hold any type of reverence to this doggone man when this man can't do the most simplest shit? He can't even do this. He can't even help his own people. So why in the hell are you holding this doggone crack in reverence, man? Huh? This is Jeremiah 7, Psalm verse 8. It reads, Behold, you trust in lying words that cannot profit. Okay, and that's not only coming from Esau, but that's also coming from these doggone Hebrew Israelite groups. Okay, that prefer the big party versus just keeping it simple, which is what? Warn the people, man. Warn the people of the sword that's coming in the judgment of the Lord Yahweh Shemashai is going to bring on Great Babylon, America. Give glory to him about the fact that he's going to judge this doggone wicked devil Esau. Well, we're happy about that. Okay, it says, Will you steal, murder, commit adultery, swear falsely, and burn incense unto Baal, and walk in other gods whom you know not, which is our Hebrew Israelite, okay? Okay? when you going to sweet Jesus and all this other crap like that, man, you freaking not going to worship in false deity. And they're not even deities. They're going just images. Bullshit. Can't do a damn thing for you. There's only one living power. Okay? It says, and come stand before me in this house, which is called my name, and say, we are delivered to do all these things. Abomination. How the hell you can do that? But see, this is what Christianity tell you. Okay? Oh, Jesus is going to come and save everybody. One of the biggest arguments Christians is they always go into like, for God so loved the world, John 3:16, and they always go, if you believe, then he will save you. Really? And they're comfortable with that. Okay? That way, every Sunday you're holy, and then every week, all throughout the week, you're going to do all the shit. Eat pork, shrimp, all the abominable food, do all the abomination, be a faggot, all that stuff. But Sunday you come and you go, sweet Jesus, and you good. Jake, that's not the case. You're only playing yourself, man. Okay, seriously, you're only playing yourself. And you're going to find out. Let's go into 1 Timothy 4, start with verse 13, because we always got to stay in the truth and encourage each other. Encourage each other. You know, encourage each other. 1 Timothy. Give me a second here. 1 Timothy. Okay, 1 Timothy 4 and start verse 13. This is the book of 1 Timothy 4, start verse 13. It reads, till I come, give attendance to reading, to exhortation, to doctrine. Neglect not the gift that is in thee, which is given thee by prophecy, with the laying on of the hand of the presbytery. Meditate upon these things, give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting may appear to all. So, doing lessons, reading, listening to other brothers. You know, you got to be active in this ministry. You got to be active in this ministry. You can't be just stand like a wallflower. You have to actually be active in this ministry. So you have to actually do the things that's actually going to be profitable to others. How you doing? You know, so these are things that you have to do. So this is why the Lord has set it up. You have men that are in the leadership positions that set up the standard of how we are supposed to conduct ourselves, and you conduct yourself appropriately. So part of that is that you have to do the work which is going to be profitable to the children of Israel. It says, take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine, continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee. So if you don't come out here, you don't preach, you don't come on the highway and the byway and do the work, then how is it that people are going to know what to hear? Because see, sometimes not everybody watches YouTube, not everybody's into watching social media. So sometimes you come when you stand on the highway and the byway, you're able to explain to people exactly what it is that they should not be doing and what it is that they should be doing. Okay, they need to get a more visual experience of when you preach this doctrine. And this is the reason why we are commanded to come on the highway and the byway, okay, to minister to the people. Okay, let's go into the book of Lamentations 4, verse 18. This is the book of Lamentations, verse 4, starting with verse 18. And it reads, they hunt our steps that we cannot go in our street. Our end is near, our days are fulfilled, for our end is come. Our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of heaven. They pursue us upon the mountains. They lay wait for us in the wilderness. Now this is talking about the children of Israel here in Great Babylon, America. And as you can see here, you know, a woman right there, out of order. Completely out of order. Dressed like a doggone whore and out of order. But then she got a simp man that's walking beside her like that. So what do you think is going to happen? Okay, when this judgment comes out here like that. And you can see it right there in the camera. So this is the crap you deal with. This is the crap that you see constantly all the time. These weak ass men and these whorish bitches, okay, that have no friggin' respect for anything. Okay? So you have right here where it talks about the Hebrew Israelite being hunted here in Great Babylon, America. And that's going to continue. And it says, the bread of our nostril, the anointing of the Lord, Yahweh Shemashah, was taken in their pits, of whom we said, under his shadow we shall live among the heathens. So under the protection of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, we live amongst these heathens. Okay? We have to deal with that crap. They get their holidays, they want to throw it up on you. You can have them, they expect your co-worker and expect you to celebrate Party's Day. Okay? They expect you to be a part of the soul system. How dare you friggin' doggone not be a part of the Babylonian system? Well, fuck Babylon, man, and fuck America. Alright? And fuck all you damn people, you weak-ass, wicked-ass people. Okay? And I'm talking about you jakes, because I don't give a shit about the other tribes. You get a lot of these men that can't stand up and be men. Okay? Let's go into the book of Isaiah 31 and 3. The book of Isaiah 31 and 3, and it reads, now the Egyptians are men and not power. Okay, so the Egyptians symbolizes these people here in Great Babylon, America, the Edomites. Okay? And their horse is flesh and not spirit. When the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, shall stretch of the sand, both he that is helping shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they should all fail together. So all you jakes that are helping these doggone Edomites, you're going to fail. You prop them up. You making them think that they're proud and all that stuff. Okay? You fall into their ways. All because without that wickedness that you did, and see the Lord expose your ass, all that damn big talk and all that shit, and going on your podcast, and the Lord brought you down like that, nigga, because you're a doggone, you're sodomite in reality. Just like that, you were brought down. Why? You fall in the ways of these doggone Edomites, man. Okay? So now everybody know you're full of shit. Okay? All that big talk. Huh? Ezekiel 33 and 11. Let's go to the book of Ezekiel 33 and 11. Now, it might be caught here on camera like that, but you'll see a whole lot of, there's a lot. I got a position in such a way like that because I try not to film other people. If they come into the view, they do. But actually, there's quite a bit of people walking around, you know. And they mind their own business and stuff. It's a sunny day. Yesterday was really a shitty day. I did run yesterday, even though it was shitty. But I like to train all different weather. But, you know, today is sunny. But, of course, I do camp on Sundays. I do camp on other days too, if depends. But usually Sunday is usually the day to do camp for me. Let's go into Ezekiel 33 and starting with verse 11. Actually, it's verse 11. The book of Ezekiel 33 and 11. And it reads, say unto them, as I live, said the Lord power, I have no pleasure in the death of the wicked, but that the wicked should turn away and live. Turn ye from your evil ways, for why will you die, O house of Israel? Okay? So the Lord doesn't actually want us to die. Now he's going to judge us, and 2/3 of us already been sanctioned to die. And that's just the way it is. And that's the reason why we always pray that we're part of the elect. Yeah, we're out here doing the work like that, but how many brothers we seeing fall out? Huh? I remember when I came into this like that, there's a lot of brothers I was subscribed to. You know, I actually had a list of these. I actually had a list. And I go down the list and it's like, wow, that brother's just disappeared. The channels are still up, but they're not working. What happened? You know? So that always, you know, when you look at something like that, it's like, you know, you don't want to be one of those people, one of those brothers that fall out. You know, you really don't. What else is there here in Great Babylon, America? Yeah, you have to eat and you work, or you know, you got to pay bills and there's things you want and stuff like that. You're still in this flesh. But what else is there? So you have to understand that you didn't choose to come into this. The Lord chose you. He chose us. Every single one of us was chosen. Okay? And that purging still hasn't gone yet to how many of us are actually going to make it towards the end. Okay? Salakia. A lot of dust is coming on my nose. There's a little dusty out here. It's not that windy though. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. You know, this is Isaiah 13, verse 13. Because if you join Esau, Esau is dead. Esau is dead. And like I brought out where those men out there in Ohio, in that little town, historical town, you know, they're trying to preserve it and trying to protect it, so they speak. And mainly it's because it's a historical town. And I put that video out yesterday in regards to that. Because the one thing that kind of stuck with me most when I was watching that news clip and that news piece was they kept talking historical black town, historical black town. Listen to me, man. I could give two shits if Babylon burned. I have no sentimental value of any place I've lived or anything like that. Nor do I even have sentimental value of any people, any person. All right? What are you getting all worked up about that town, Jake? Huh? What are you getting worked up about it? And I put the fact that Esau historically has burned down and destroyed everything that Jake's them built. And somehow now these Jakes really believe that somehow they're going to escape that continuous judgment of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai bring upon the children of Israel, because instead of putting trust in him, you want to put trust in your doggone weapon. Instead of seeking the Lord, you want to seek acceptance here in Great Babylon, America, and peace with your doggone enemy. Why the hell you want to seek peace with your doggone enemy? Because right now, as we speak about the fact that Great Babylon, America is going to be destroyed, and the fact that the so-called white man is the wicked of this earth, that is declaration of war. So this is exactly what this is about. It's a spiritual warfare. They're wicked, we're the righteous. They're evil, we're great and good. They're the unchosen and the abomination. We are the chosen and the righteous. And it's just that simple. All right? Isaiah 13, starting with verse 13. And it reads, "Therefore I will shake the heavens and the earth, shall move out of a place in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Shemir Shai, in the day of his fierce anger." So that's exactly how the Lord is going to do. He's going to remove these doggone leaders. Shake them. They're scared. Don't let them fool you. They're scared. They are scared. See, we can't see, when they look at us, we constantly remind them that they have an end coming to them. Because right now, unlike any other time in the history of Great Babylon, America, or on this earth, and now you are seeing in modern day time with cameras, okay, and stream live in some cases and uploaded up on the media, social media, the ancient prophets are telling what is going to happen to a particular place, okay, which is Great Babylon, America. It says, "And it shall be as a chase road and as a sheep, that no man take it up. They shall every man turn to his own people and flee everyone into his own land." Boy, one thing you're going to see over here, once the shooting starts and the chaos starts, and they see these other tribes that are here, see that the so-called white man is exactly what we say he is. And they starting to see that the white man is willing to do to them what he has done to us, hang us from trees and start slaughtering them and throwing them in these internment camp. These people are going to be freaking, they're going to leave. These people are going to be abandoning and buying. You can see planes packed with people heading back to China and these different countries. And it's going to be a matter, it's going to be, Esau is going to notice that and he's going to stop it. He's going to close these borders. No. We need servants here. We need to have fun slaughtering you damn people. And the Lord is actually going to block. He's going to allow certain, once they leave and go, others are not going to be able to allow. No, they're going to be right here to get their judgment. Okay? It says, "Everyone that is found should be thrust through. Everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword." Okay? So if you join up with Esau, guess what? You're going to fall by the sword. And that's mind and body. Okay? It says that children also should be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses should be spoiled and their wives ravished. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. You see how the Lord is going to do that? He's going to do Esau dirty. Esau, you are going to get dirty. Your children is going to be dashed to pieces. Children. What do they call children here? Basically anybody under the age of 18. We know over 12 you're an adult and you're a man and you're a woman. But what they call children. So, okay. If you want to call children basically, preteens and all that stuff like that, guess what? You're going to see a lot of them dashed to pieces. And you can see a lot of them. You can see a lot of you women, okay? You're going to get ravaged. Like I said, it's just how, like, you see a couple of women running around here with their man, and they get all the, basically get the charge right up their asshole. And you can do that now. We're going to see how that's going to play out. Let's go in the book of Ecclesiasticus 2:13 and 2. We always let you, first of all, learn this. Don't try to compete with Esau. You can't compete, Jake. And this is why you see all these guys like to go what their net worth is, and I got a mansion here, a mansion there, and all this other stuff. And they love it when Esau pat them on the head like a doggone dog. And it's like, it's so shameful to watch that. I can see when you're young and ignorant and you broke or whatever. I can kind of see it like that, But I mean, At some point, you gotta have like a line you don't cross, Jake. Seriously, you gotta have a line you don't cross. There has to be a line you will not cross. How much is enough? How much is enough? How big of a house do you need to have? How many rooms can you sleep in? How many kitchen can you cook in if you actually cook? How many cars can you actually drive, Jake? I don't get it. Why would you compromise? Why would you compromise yourself to that level? At some point in time, you got to say, look, this is as far as I want to go right here. Ecclesiastes 13, verse 2, it reads, burden not thyself above thy power while thou lives, and have no fellowship with one that is mightier and richer than thyself. For how agree the kettle and the earthen pot together? For if the one be smitten against the other, it should be broken. So we don't try to compete against. This is why you see these other camps have been compromised. See, they want to be the TD. They want to be the TD Jakes, and they want to be the Creflo Dollar. They want to be like, you know, the Earl Roberts or whatever the hell those evangelists are. They want to be like Esau. They want to say they're Hebrew Israelite, but they want to preach, but then they want to have this wealth. And that's just the one. That's just the one. That's just these other camps. We're not even talking about when you're talking about Jakes out there in the world, ready to compromise himself. Look at these hip hop artists, man. Huh? Now they're wearing skirts, sitting with the doggone NBA players and all that stuff. They have them dressed up in skirts and high heels and shit. I'm putting it on camera. This isn't something they do in private as a joke or some shit like that. They're humiliating them. And you bow down to that. You actually have yourself set up there. Tell him go take that contract and push it up his ass. If he wants to take your shit, let him take it, man. You're not gonna die. You don't have to be rich to live. Like when these people come out like, oh, you know, I live in my vehicle, man. Fuck that. I lived in my car. I lived in my car for years when this economy was like on top. The fuck you talking about? Get over it. You never sleep outside before? Or lay in the dirt on a hooch? Man, don't compromise yourself, man. 1 Thessalonians 5, 1-6. And let's talk about this peace and safety that people and think, you know, and they thinking like these doggone Edomites, man. These Edomites, they always have that hope. Oh, and we're looking for the better person and all the goodness. And goodness of what? Who's benefiting from it? Because certainly we don't. It's 1 Thessalonians 5, starting with verse 6. 1. 1 Thessalonians 5, starting with verse 1, it reads, but of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord shall come as a thief in the night. So the Mashiach is going to return as a thief in the night. Now, what he's talking about is basically these judgments. I bet you the people who died over the last 2 days in these storms, I bet you they have plans for next week. I bet you they have plans for the week after, or even plans for years. Because last week they was planning. This weekend they got deleted. You see how that works? Yeah. This is how the Lord this is how the Lord operates, man. And that's a scary thing when you think about that. Okay? It says, for when they should say peace and safety and sudden destruction coming upon them, a travail upon a woman with a child, and they shall not escape. Suddenly. Sudden. That's gonna go for these heathens, and it's also gonna go for Yasharala. Okay? But ye brethren are not in darkness, that day should overtake you like a thief. Why? Because we already know that the Lord said it's going to take place. He's going to come like a thief in the night. He's going to do this and he's going to do that. He's going to bring family. He's going to bring the sword. He's going to turn brothers against brothers. Okay, sisters against sisters. He's going to turn nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. All of that. He said he's going to do all of that. So this isn't surprising us. We go in the headlines looking. There it is right there. The body when we see those judgments going like that, because he said he's going to do that. We looking for the evidence of it, and we seeing the evidence of it. Okay, we are seeing the evidence of it. Therefore, let us not sleep. Slack here says, "Ye are the children of light and the children of day. We are not of the night, nor of the darkness." So we don't We don't do wishful thinking. You function, you live, you pay your bills, you do all your things to that, but at the same time too, you understand the prophecy. So we don't do wishful thinking. If you do wishful thinking, then guess what happens? Okay, it means that we would never get the kingdom because we will be perpetual slaves. That's why I actually put a video up the other day saying their peace would be continuous slavery. Okay, basically. All right. He said, therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. That's why we watch. We are watching what the Lord said he's going to do, and we've seen it coming to pass. So we know we are living in the times of the end. Just like the Lord Yahweh Shai said, the things that will be taking place as he visited this earth. Let's go into the book of Job 5 and starting verse 12. The book of Job 5, starting verse 12, because they're going to be disappointed. Here's what I'm going to try. Why do you think they keep changing things all the time? They modify they modify some of the things that they're looking to do because the Lord is constantly changing them. Keep in mind, you don't have self-will. The Lord controls you. Okay? He controls you. When I initially started, I was out there on the main road. Kind of windy and things wasn't working out the way I wanted. So I came over here. When I came over here, I saw one of the jakes that I was dealing with for like an hour out here, right in the same spot. Okay, who was from the tribe of Gad. He's a retired special forces guy. Okay, y'all remember him a couple of weeks in the camp I did out here a couple of weeks ago. And he happens to be out here walking with his wife. You know, and they gave me the big hug and the greeting, man, and everything. They're so, you know. So I got to see them, which is beautiful. This is Job 5, starting with verse 12, and it reads, he disappointed the device of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried away headlong. So here it is when you're talking about the fact that you have the MOTB that's going to be coming here on this earth. They got to collapse this economy. And every day I watch, okay, and other brothers I know, other brothers, you know, you probably watch the stock market, you probably watch, you know, some of you brothers have portfolio, whatever case like that, and you, it's getting decimated, and that's prophecy, okay? That's prophecy, and that's why you can't even set your mind on it. You just gotta watch it, and it's gonna happen, okay? And at some point in time, it's not gonna mean anything. What's gonna mean something is something to eat. That's gonna mean more than there ain't gonna be no damn portfolio. Get your mind out of it, Jake. It's gonna go to zero at some point. One day you're gonna wake up, or one day it's all gone. It's all gone. Prepare for it mentally. It's gonna be all gone. And the most important thing is gonna be if you got something to eat and you're not getting shot or killed. Okay? It said, they meet in darkness in the daytime and grope in the noonday as in the night. But he saveth the poor from the sword, from his mouth, and from the hands of the mighty. So basically, if you're trusting in the Lord, you will be saved during this time of great tribulation that's going to be coming here on this earth. Let's go to Proverbs 26 and verse 27. The book of Proverbs 26. And the book of Proverbs 26 and verse 27, and it reads, whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him. So a lot of things that you see taking place right now, where these Edomites right now have getting that judgment. You know, they're losing their jobs, they're about to lose their house and cars and repossess, and now they're gonna have those sleepless nights and understand what it's like to be poor, you know, and oppressed and just not have anything. Keep in mind that a lot of them was in positions where they could have helped Jake. They could have, and they didn't do anything. They didn't. In fact, the elites used them. The people that we deal with the most, we don't deal with the elites. We don't see them. What we deal with, okay, is the people like the ordinary peasants that you see have the little job and a little house, and they're proud, and they're quick to pull that gun on your ass. They're sentries. They're quick to use their badge and their position of authority to oppress you and to keep you down and kick you down, and you have to take that L. That's what we deal with for the most part. That's what we deal with, okay? The low level Edomites, and they dig those pits. They're actually the workers of iniquity, digging the pits, and they shit on us. And guess what? Now, the Lord is using their master, their king, to shit on their ass, and now they want to join hands with you, Jake. Now they're telling you, okay, now we're all in the same boat. No, we're not in the same boat. I can tell you I'm not in the same boat with you. The other man of the Lord can tell you we're not in the same boat. Oh, we have a whole different mindset than you doggone people. We pray and throw curses on this damn place. We are now going to the Paso. You people murder our king. You murder our king, and you think that we're gonna just like, oh, that's a long time ago. No. Shalak Rayum, Mashipayam, Great Babylon, America, and you Edomites. May the Lord slaughter your asses. Okay? So the Lord's gonna roll that pit, roll that stone on all your asses like that, and we're gonna enjoy watching it. I know I enjoy watching it. I feel nothing for your ass. I feel nothing for you. I don't feel nothing for your kids. I don't feel nothing for you, man or woman. You are definitely looking at the wrong person if you are looking for that type of sentimental pity shit. Fuck all of y'all. Okay? This is Isaiah 2 and Psalm 17, and it reads, it's a lot of dust blowing. And the loftiness of man should be bowed down, and the hardness of man should be made low. And the Lord Yahweh Shemai Shai alone should be exalted in that day. What day? That the day of the great day of the Lord Yahweh Shemai Shai. Okay? And idols should be utterly abolished. And they shall go into the holes of the rocks and into the caves of the earth, for fear of the Lord Yahweh Shemai Shai, for the glory of his majesty, when he arises to shake terribly the earth. So when that judgment time comes, guess what your kings are gonna do? Huh? That's why you see why you think it was so popular for the last like couple years about underground bunkers and stuff like that. Because they're gonna run and hide. They don't give a fuck about you. They can't do anything about it. They already know. So they're gonna run and hide. All that talk, all that big fucking talk, but you're gonna run and fucking hide. Wow. That's your kings for you. You got kings sending men and women to die in wars, and they have never picked up the sword in their damn life. Never pick up the sword in their damn life. Never pick up the sword in their damn life. But you're the commander-in-chief. What a joke. What a fucking joke. Okay? It says, in that day man shall cast his idols of silver and idols of gold, which they made each one for himself to worship, unto the moles and to the bats, to go into the clefts of the rock and to the top of the ragged rock, for fear of the Lord Yahweh Shemai Shai, for the glory of his majesty, when he arises to terribly shake the earth. Okay? So that's what you're going to do. All them little statues and all that shit, that ain't going to mean fucking shit. All your gold, all your jewelry, that ain't going to mean shit. All your money, that ain't going to mean shit. Because nobody can escape Yahweh Shemai Shai's judgment. No one can. All right? Let's go to Obadiah 1 and 3. The book of Obadiah 1 and 3. Fuck off. Fuck off, fly. Obadiah 1 and 3, and it reads, the pride of thine heart that deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the cleft of the rock, whose habitation is high, that said in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Yahweh Shemai Shai. See, if you Edomites are thinking that so-called black men, Latino men are going to rise up and build an army to come up against you, no. That's not going to be the case there. Esau, we've already told you, you've been blessed with the sword. The earth is given to you. You are the dawn on this earth, man. You're the alpha, the top, because this is your time of rulership. But the Mashiach is going to return. Let's see how you manage. We already know y'all got technology and some weapons that will blow Jake's mind. Y'all got anti-gravity planes and all kinds of shit. Okay, so that war between when it comes to that time and y'all fighting with the conventional wars and stuff, and you know all the shit going off, and in the middle of this war, you look up in the sky, you see the sky is bright lit, and people can think it's a comet coming or some shit or asteroid coming. In reality, it's an armada. Yahweh Shai has come, and then it's gonna be a while. They're gonna try to hide it. probably go black with the internet, all that stuff. Okay? But people with doggone, amateurs with their telescope, they're going to look through it and go, wait a minute, that ain't no damn asteroid, no damn comet. They can actually see shapes of freaking ships. I mean, I'm talking about huge, too. They can see shapes of ships. And they can snap photos, and then they can put it online, and then the whole world is going to panic. Once they realize that what's coming, when they look in the sky, they can see the bright light in the daytime. Because like a lot of time, you can see comets in the daytime if it was bright enough. I remember Hale-Bopp, I think in 1996. Yeah, when Hale-Bopp, or 97, when Hale-Bopp came. And Hale-Bopp comet is huge. Huge. Okay, I can't remember how big it is. I believe it's like about friggin' 30 or 40 miles. It's massive. So you can see that thing even in the daytime. And definitely in nighttime you can see it. And this thing is like billions of miles away. Or hundreds of millions of miles away. And you can see it. You can see it. So imagine when the Mashiach returned with the Armada. The chariots of heaven. Okay, how bright that's going to be. And you're going to see it in the daytime. As you look up in the sky, you're going to see it in the daytime. Then nighttime is going to be very obvious. You're like, what the hell is that? You get the world shaking. You get nukes going off. People are starving. I mean, and you think of The Walking Dead and how that environment look, and this is how it's going to look here in America. No electricity, no running water, disease rampant. People are dead bodies all over the place. It's stinking. I mean, it's just a chaos, man. And this is just Great Babylon, America, because it's going to be destroyed. So it's going to get the worst judgment of all. And then the whole earth is in chaos. And then you see that. Okay? That is a sight not to be underestimated. And unless you know as an elect, or hopefully elect, that that's your house shall coming, each and every one of us is going to be shitting our damn pants. You're going to be so scared. So scared. You've never seen anything like it before. A sound of battle in the land. This is Jeremiah 15, verse 22. It says, the sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How has Babylon become a desolation amongst the nation? Because it's a wicked-ass queendom, and the Lord Yahweh Shemashah is breaking it down. Sissy military force, a sissy doggone government. Come on. Seriously? Okay? A joke. So wicked. They focus on so much wickedness and oppressing everybody on this earth. Okay, instead of being the leader. If you're the leader, then be a leader. Act like a doggone leader. But a child, it's like children. Bullies. I have laid a snare for thee, and thou hast taken, O Babylon. Thou wast not aware that I found also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord Yahweh Shemashah. You strove against his people and him, changing the images. Come on, you doggone power, and you tell me you doggone Messiah. You're not the Messiah. You're not the power. Huh? The Lord Yahweh Shemashah had opened his armory and had brought forth the weapon of his indignation. For this is the work of the Lord, power of hosts, which is war, in the land of the Chaldeans. Come against her from the utmost border, open her storehouse, cast her up as heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left. So that's, see, when we tell you that Great Babylon, America is going to be utterly and completely destroyed, and it's going to become that lake of fire, right there it says it right there. Right there it says it. Okay? Right there it says it. Okay, what's going to take place in this wicked-ass queendom. Okay? So there's nothing to really deal with as far as like looking forward to this place. I mean, you got to live here, but at the same time, we already know what the outcome is going to be. We already know. As some of the brothers like to say, it's already a rigged game. We already won. We just now have to continue to play our parts right now. Let's close with the book of Isaiah 40 and 17. It says, all nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing in vanity. The nations, they're nothing. These Gooks, okay, these Hamites, okay, which is so-called African, okay, these other tribes, okay, that are proud, that have done exceptionally well here in Great Babylon, America, okay, they're nothing. The Lord created them because he can't create them. In reality, they're created to be slaves for us for the next 1,000 years. Because after the destruction, after the war between the earthly kingdoms and the Mashiach, this place is going to be all jacked the hell up. Always going to be jacked up. Now, keep in mind, you have those judgments that's coming out. You have the seal, you have the bowl, and the vial judgments. And right now, we're in the seals. You know, seals are being opened up. You have the revelation of who Esau is, who we are, okay? And you have the beginning of the war, okay? Pestilence, famine, all those things are going to be taking place. And then you're going to have the Jacob's trouble, and then the Jacob, those who are left and saved, is going to be taken up in the chariot, given a new body, and sit back and watch the show as the Lord continue to judge this place. Okay? The Lord is going to continue to judge this place. So you get to see front row seat and watch as Babylon is destroyed. You're going to actually see it from the chariot as Babylon is destroyed. Then come back down to go deal with these other nations and set them in order. Okay? So Lord willing, the elect was edified, turn to the east, give all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakadash, Shalom.